Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Destiny. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to garden on a budget. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and hit that likes button. And also do not forget to hit that bell notification so you can get notifications whenever I post new videos. With vegetable gardens, you can save your money a lot of ways. So with vegetable gardens, you can pretty much plant your vegetables anywhere. I've seen people plant in pots. I've seen people plant in storage containers. I've planted some carrots in storage containers. You can plant it in a kitty garden bed. Pretty much there's anywhere. I am editing the video and I see that one of my clips cut off. So what I was trying to say is that you can start a garden pretty much anywhere. As long as you have soil that goes down about 10 to 12 feet deep, you should be good to go. Save a whole bunch of money because seed packets can cost anywhere from $2 to $6 depending on the variety that you're looking to plant. So all you need to do is you can start your seedlings in paper cups, plastic cups, pretty much milk jugs, anything that you have. Just pop a hole in it and then plant your seed, and you can use that to get your seed started until you find out where you want to transfer them to. Another way to save money is to start small. So with vegetable gardens, especially if this is your first time, I would suggest to start small and probably get 2 containers and get a tomato plant or get a cucumber plant and buy a little trellis and see if gardening is for you, because gardening isn't for everyone. And then if you're starting small, you're not feeling like you're going out and having to spend a ton of money to get the gardening experience. So start small. And then also another way that you can save money is by in-ground sowing seeds. So in-ground sowing seeds basically means that you're planting whatever you're growing in the ground. So you're using the dirt that's already supplied to you from your backyard, from wherever you're growing your vegetable garden at. However, things can get a little bit costly if you have soil that's not adequate for plant growing. So a lot of vegetables like finer soil that's loose and that's fluffy, that is well draining. And in some areas you may have clay soil or you may have sandy soil like in Florida. So if you're having to amend soil, that means you're having to spend money. So if you're having to do that, you might as well do a raised garden bed. With raised garden beds, you pretty much know what you're going to be planting. You're buying your soil, you're buying wood, and then you're buying the other supplies that you'll need. I would say your biggest cost with doing a raised garden bed would be your soil, and it's also going to be if you're installing a drip line. So drip lines can cost anywhere from, I would say on average $100, or you can get packets. There's kits that's like $34. And it just depends on how big your gardening is going to be. The smaller that you're going to scale your garden size to, the less money that you're going to be spending. The way that you can save money with vegetable gardening is by letting your plants go to seed. So sometimes gardeners will just let their plants do their thing. Letting your plants do their thing, they're pretty much going to give you some vegetables, and then sometimes, like if it's too hot, they'll start going to seed. And going to seed basically means that they're not going to produce any vegetables for you. They're pretty much dying out. So once they start flowering, then you can start collecting the seeds and saving those seeds for your next growing season to hopefully get some fruit and vegetables out of those. So with seeds, you can also find seeds that are on sale. In my case, I was able to go to a local Ace Hardware and they were having a buy one get one free sale. So I did get a lot of seeds. I got probably about 10 seeds for only $17, which is good because they're $3 on that. So I would suggest to buy a gardening journal, because with the gardening journal, you can write down your trials and your successes. So you can write down the plants that did well for you, so you'll be more inclined to purchase those again next year. And you can write down things that you struggle with, but notes that you've taken to have a successful harvest. All right, so moving on to flower beds. So with flower beds, you can pretty much save money the same way that you would for a vegetable garden. So again, purchase seeds. So purchasing seeds, you can get your seeds from online, or you can get your seeds from your local plant nursery or Home Depot or Lowe's. So again, that's a good way to save money. You can start sowing seeds indoors. You can put them on a windowsill, or if you live in a hotter climate, you can start them outside. That way they'll be more protected and until they get a little bit more established, and then you could go ahead and transfer them into your garden bed. So again, starting seeds is good. Another tip is to buy smaller plants rather than larger plants. So sometimes when you go to a nursery or wherever you're buying your plants, you'll see a smaller plant that's like $2.99 that looks like a baby, and then you'll see a larger plant that's maybe like from anywhere from $7.99 to $9.99, and you're wanting to buy the bigger plant because you're like,
okay, let me go ahead and buy the bigger plant because I can see the flower, it has blooms, it's giving me the color that I want, and this one I'm gonna have to wait.
But go ahead and wait, because it does not take long at all for flowers to start filling in. It only takes a couple of weeks. And by the time that you look at your plants again and you really notice it, you're going to be like, wow, these plants have grew fast. Plants do grow fast if you treat them right. So all they need is pretty much sunlight and water. So make sure that you're watering your plants right, and make sure that you're setting them in correct sunlight so that they can get the photosynthesis that they need to grow. Another way to save money with flower beds is plant clippings. So if you have a neighbor, a friend, or a family member that has like a banana plant or has, a coleus plant that you like, go ahead and ask them to get a little clipping, stick it in some water, and in a few weeks, pretty much 2 weeks, they're going to start rooting. And once those plants have roots, you can put them in some soil and put them, again, like the same way that you would do with your seeds, put them in some soil and wait for the plants to get a little bit more established, and then go ahead and transfer them into your garden bed. And you can keep doing this on and on with your own flowers and with any kind of plant that you're able to go ahead and stick in some water and for it to reroot. Just use Google, it's your friend, and it will tell you. So another tip is to buy perennial plants versus annual plants. So perennial plants are anything that lives longer than 2 years. Annuals only bloom once a year and have a shorter growing season. So with perennials, you're gonna get more money. You're gonna get more life cycle for your money. I suggest buying those first, because you're not gonna have to go out and keep repurchasing them as you would annuals. With starting in a new garden bed, you want to go ahead and get your things established. You're gonna want to go ahead and know what areas you're gonna want your garden to be with those plants. Then go ahead and add your annuals, because your annuals, you can kind of change the look of your flower bed. You can have like pink flowers one year, you can have purple flowers one year. So those are how you change your garden bed, like revamp it. But go ahead and buy your perennial plants first, because those are the ones that's going to last longer. Okay, so another tip is to plant in sections. When you're planting in sections, you're taking your time. You're really taking the time out to see how you want your garden bed to be. You're learning what kind of plants that you want, what kind of plants draws your eyes. So you're looking at magazines, you're looking at YouTube, you're looking at Pinterest, and you're just putting some notations about what kind of plants that you want to purchase. This also allows you time to see if the plants that you like are even in your growing zone. So I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but I'm going to mention it now. Budget. Have a budget for your garden. So if you know at the beginning of the year, one of your New Year's resolutions is to work on your flower bed, go ahead and put a budget in. Put a budget for each month, I would say, because if you're going to be working on your garden bed, you're going to need soil, you're going to need some amendments, you're going to need fertilizer, you're going to need planting equipment. So those are all things you're going to run into as your growing season occurs. So, and you can also plan for big purchases. Some of your big purchases might be more of your like anchor items, some more of your staple pieces. Like say for instance, you want a blue spruce. Blue spruces can run anywhere from like the baby size, anywhere from $19.99 all the way to like $100 and something. Plan a budget. That way, when you're going to the plant nursery, you're not overspending. You know what you need to work around. You know okay, I want a hibiscus plant and I want it by proven winners. Those are $29.99. I know that I need 4 of them. I have my money set on them. It's not going to be a shock when I get to the counter. So go ahead and plan a budget. That should have been at the beginning of the video, and I might put it at the beginning of the video, or I might leave it here. Who knows? But budget. Okay, so those are all the tips that I have for you today. If you have any more suggestions or tips, please leave it in the comments below so that we all can try to save money together as we're going on our new growing journey. Again, I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Thank you for tuning in this week. Do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Happy growing.